What's good, family? Demondre Douglas here with another review. Today we have the infamous iPhone 12. I wanted to read some information off the computer. I was too lazy to make a PowerPoint, so I just went to Apple website and wanted to read off some specifications for you guys. However, because of LCD technology, the screen flickers on camera. I love you guys so much, and I'm still so lazy that instead of creating a PowerPoint, I just printed out all necessary information. This is being shot on a Moto G, by the way. I am at my office, away from office, outside office, as I like to call it. I just love taking in the nature, man, the birds, all that good stuff. So, the particular iPhone model today is going to be the Metro by T-Mobile iPhone. I prefer that my phones are paid off. If you have great credit or you, for whatever reason, don't want to spend that much money up front, I definitely understand you financing it. Apple themselves have different finance offers. You don't have a reason not to get one. You can go to T-Mobile and walk out the door literally $100 with a 12. I want to start by actually just showing you guys around the phone. Again, I'm about productivity. So for me, one home screen, a few folders. When I swipe to the right, app drawer. I don't want to have to scroll through several screens of apps that I have as used to get to one that I just downloaded. In my opinion, the blue is the best color this year. Um, I believe the red and the green have been dethroned. I personally think the blue and the gold this year look the best. That's personal opinion. In an effort to try to sell more minis, Apple have broke the categories down into iPhone 12 and 12 Pro, and then what you'll get treated to mini or regular 12. Again, we talked about the color right there. I have the 64 gig model. I highly recommend you spend the extra $50 and get the 128 gig model. It's more than worth it. You will be pleased. At some point, you will need more storage. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, may not even be next year. But one thing I love about these Apple phones are people keep them for multiple years. So it can definitely become an issue. Height, width, not important. Just know that it's smaller than the iPhone 11 in every dimension. Lightness, volume, height, width. Which brings me to the number one reason, if you already have an iPhone, say you have a 10R or an 11, that you should upgrade is definitely going to be this Super Retina XDR display. It just demolishes LCD displays, period. I've had the XR next to a 12. You can't tell until you have both next to each other. It's going to be a clear difference to your eyes. I was disappointed in my 11 that it did not get an OLED screen like the Pro models. They call it Super Retina XDR. It looks like a glorified 1080p OLED to me. So when you hear Super, don't assume you're getting a 4K display or a 2K display. You are not. It's a little bit above 1080p. However, it is OLED, 2 million to 1 contrast ratio. It's pretty damn good, like TV status. 625 nits of brightness, 1200. I don't know what that looks like. I just know that I'm outside right now and I can read the screen clear as day. If you've ever had a phone and you've been in sunlight and you thought to yourself, I need my screen to be brighter, you're going to love this upgrade because that will not be the case. Samsung is really good about this. I have an A21 just for some reference points. They have the, I don't know what they call it, but as you can see down here with the brightness, you have your normal brightness, there we go, in blue. However, in extreme situations or direct sunlight, you can push it all the way up to pretty much above what the phone can do. It's in red because you can only do this for a limited time before the phone will start to heat up. Next to each other, there is a clear separation of quality. However, both are plenty bright and both will get the job done. No knock on the A21. I love it. The phone is not waterproof. It is water resistant. IP68, maximum depth of 6 meters. I didn't know how deep 6 meters was because we just use feet and inches where I grew up. So I had to go look that up. That is 19 feet, 8.22 inches. Family, if you find yourself in that deep of water, either you consciously decided to go deep sea diving or exploring the bottom of the ocean, or you are drowning. In which either case, I don't believe whether the phone is waterproof or not will matter to you. Otherwise, spills, accidentally dropping it in a tub, maybe you're bathing your children and you drop your phone, maybe you're taking a shower and you accidentally drop your phone and it gets wet. You're gonna be more than okay, which is awesome. So next here, we have the chip, which is more important than the screen, really. The iPhone 11 proved that. It was very successful, and it had a pretty average screen. This A14 Bionic is the fastest chip in the world. Apple will gladly let you know that. They don't hesitate to let you know. The camera. This is the third one for me personally. First is the processor, second is the screen, third is the camera. Best freaking camera quality you can get on a smartphone today. Has features that rival my Sony cameras. Some of these cameras, to have a dedicated camera with HDR 4K, that's a $500+ camera, easy. So when you buy an iPhone, aside from the phone, you're getting a pretty damn good camera. There's a list of specs here. Bro, I'm not gonna read all these specs on this camera. It's actually 2 pages because then they list the true depth camera. I have highlighted some and I will let you know what they are. Number 1, like I said, the video recording. HDR with Dolby Vision up to 30 frames, 4K at 24, 25, 30, and 60. That is awesome. That allows you to do cinematic videos all the way up to sports videos, fast-moving videos with no problem. Optical image stabilization, a must these days for any good camera. Crazy, I make this video, 80 planes decide to take off. Also, the slow-mo at 1080p, 120 frames per second, or 240 frames per second, is still the best out there, especially when it comes to camera phones. And the fact that it could even compete with some DSLRs and mirrorless cameras is amazing. Cinematic video stabilization. Again, another amazing feature. Matter of fact, I will take a quick picture for you guys in the midst of this video. So, I have some geese down here doing geese things. And we're just gonna hit the button real quick. And man, we got a great picture. If I can get this to show up. With zooming in, I'll screenshot this picture and put it in the actual video. But when you want to just pull out your phone, point and shoot, and you want a great picture without worrying about everything pretty much outside of the composition of the photo itself, you can't beat it. Talked about the video recording. Let's move on. I will have like more of a cinematic video at some point. This is more of a spec my thoughts video. Okay, the 5G on this bad boy has multiple bands. They have bands I didn't even know about that I had to go Google. They have bands that are not up and running yet in the state of Georgia. Not widely available at all. You're gonna get everything from HAPSA to Edge to LTE. There we go. CDMA, I remember that old ass day. LTE, but these 5G bands, look how many 5G bands you get. That's all I can say. All models, sub 6 and millimeter wave 5G, global LTE, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0, ultra wideband chip, NFC, and express cards with power reserve. So, video calling, as always, FaceTime is still the #1 easiest way to video call anyone. And the fact that I have 5G and I can now have crispy 1080p video call makes me feel good, because I would see the commercials on iPhone about FaceTime and I'm like, damn, that video looks like it's coming straight from a camera. Like, it's not a video call, like they just videotape themselves. I don't know how they actually do it. I can just tell you that the 5G makes the FaceTime a lot crisper, a lot more enjoyable. Power and battery. Now, if I can't say a downside. Let me say this, on the list of priorities, batteries at the bottom for Apple. This says 17 hours of video playback according to Apple. That's a lie. That is a lie. Further scroll and it says video playback streamed up to 11 hours. That's closer to reality. To be honest though, I would say it's 8. Might do a video on that. Audio playback, 65 hours to be expected. It's just audio. Now, a lot of people talk crap about the charging, but they stepped up their game this year. And I will tell you why. It has nothing to do with the MagSafe charging, more to do with this bottom line. Fast charge capable up to 50% in 30 minutes with a 20-watt adapter or higher, sold separately. So you have to buy them separately. However, this bad boy here is going to cost you anywhere between 15 to 40 bucks. And as you can see, it has USB-C as well as the original USB. But the important note is, let's see if I can get that clear for you guys. Let's turn on this flashlight. There we go. 20-watt charging. So, as we just read, fast charge capable, 50%, 30 minutes. That is true. You just need to have a powerful brick that is capable of that. Speaking of that, they pissed me off with this cord. Nobody wants to buy a brand new phone, damn near $1,000, and you get home and you don't have a brick that accepts USB-C. Luckily, the laptop does. If you buy a laptop in 2020 or later, it should come with one. But still, you don't want to have your damn laptop every time you need to charge your phone. Them taking the brick out of the packaging is a no-go. I don't care if they say it's more environmentally friendly. It doesn't reflect in the price that I have to pay extra to have that brick. So that is very disappointing by Apple. And again, I was thinking, okay, it doesn't come with a brick, but I have hundreds of bricks at home. There, you got friends and family who will give you a brick. None of them will have Type-C unless they have an iPhone, and they just so happen to have multiple iPhone or places they like to charge their phone. Even still, good luck getting it from them. They speak about the MagSafe. It's nothing really special to me about it. It's wireless charging with a magnet that will keep the phone connected to the pad. Therefore, you don't wake up and realize your phone hasn't been charging. The accessories, we'll see what they do with it. I won't lie, I definitely want to get a wallet to go on the back of my iPhone, simply because I had the wallet thingy, and I love not having to carry a wallet and a phone. I like being able to pick up my keys and my phone, and that's it. I don't want to have to pick up keys, phone, wallet, flashlight, whatever the hell else people are carrying on them. Period. Next, we're going to get into these built-in apps quickly. Most of these apps you're going to find on Android and any other OS. So I only highlighted the key ones. The camera. It is the best because it is super simple and it gives you excellent results. The Photos app, I love it. I love what you can do, what you can edit, all the filters just from the built-in app. Instagram-like. Messages, still iMessage is the best messenger you can use. You have iMessage games. You have so much content and information you can share in iMessage. No one else offers that. Obviously, FaceTime, no one else is offering that on a consistent basis. There are, like, let me see. Hit the call button on the Android, and see, that's my thing. Certain Androids will have a video call button next to them, and some don't. So in that case, it really only works with the phones that do, and because the ecosystem is so broad, it's a mess. Maps. I used to DoorDash a lot. I still do DoorDash. Apple Maps are better than Google Maps. I'll tell you why. When I turn into an apartment complex, Google stops giving me directions. When I turn into an apartment complex with Apple, she continues to give me directions literally to the person's door. This has happened several times. And of course the App Store, because you're developing an app for one ecosystem, it's going to be better than developing an app and trying to include multiple platforms, multiple devices that will all be able to run it. So you have to baseline it. Whereas because iOS is iOS, you can optimize it. Lastly, this Measure app, super cool. I'm gonna show you real quick using one of these stones. Definitely recommend a case and a screen protector. So let's go to utilities. I'm gonna go to Measure. There we go. You see that? Let's add a point right here. And are you seeing that? It is literally telling me how long this stone is. There we go. There we go. So, I guess that's AR for you. It even puts a ruler on it. I can move it around. It'll stay there as long as it's in view. That's dope. That might not seem like a big deal, but I know contractors, I know people who have to measure things or they have to level things, and it's already built in and it works great. Of course, they have it for the other OSs. Most of the time, you have to pay for it. I have Smart Tools from the Play Store. I think I paid like $5 for that app to do the same thing. Lastly, free apps from Google that are not necessarily pre-installed on the phone. The two that stick out to me are iMovie and GarageBand. One will let you edit movies, one will let you edit music. Both are pretty dope, pretty comprehensive. You can definitely get deeper with Final Cut Pro or Adobe, but from your phone, if you're a content creator, you're able to get work done with that. SIM card. I have an eSIM. I love that. So you got your phone number on your phone. You want a business phone for your business. You don't have to go buy another phone now. You can just go to your carrier. If your phone's unlocked, you don't even have to have it on the same carrier. So I can have T-Mobile as my main primary and Verizon as my business or secondary line. That is dope because if you ever encounter a situation where T-Mobile is not working where you are or Sprint's not working where you are, to change to Verizon or AT&T and instantly have service and access to data is it's invaluable in my opinion. Again, this is going to be predicated on how much you use your phone to do work. And I've been an Android guy for a long time. However, I have had an iPhone XR, I've had an iPhone SE, I've had an iPhone 11, and I haven't had an 8, but I used an 8 for a while. You get work done with iPhones. Just when I have my Androids, there's a lot more games, a lot more BS installed. I've definitely been able to create videos from Android. However, it's less distractions for me personally. We touched on just some iOS features and we touched on how I thought that was cheap and garbage for them to remove the power brick. This was what's going to come in the box. An iPhone with iOS 14, USB to C lightning cable, and a piece of paper. And it's all in the name of the environment, which I won't lie, there's some good things here. Like recycled tin being used to solder the main motor. They call it a logic board. I was gonna say motherboard, and also 35% or more recycled plastic in multiple components. That's pretty dope. That's very eco-friendly. Shout out to Elevate Earth, man. Y'all go to Elevate Earth. There's gonna be one in every city near you where you can volunteer, meet good people, get things done. You'll even get your paperwork that you can use for tax write-offs. We're trying to get it to where you can do, what do you guys call it? When you're on probation. Jeez Louise. Community service. We're trying to get it to where you can do your community service through Elevate. Again, that's elevate-earth.com. First website I've built in a while, and it looks pretty damn good. But that's it, man. That's every piece of information printed from the Apple website on the specs of the iPhone 12. I won't lie to you, it is the best phone I've ever used. My other phone that was one of my favorites of all time, Galaxy Note 4. Anyone knows that knows me, when that phone came out, like, I loved that phone. Another phone was the LG G3. These are three of my favorite phones of all time. The reason why the XR and the 11 don't make it for me is simply because of the screen. There's no way you could pay that much money and have an LCD screen that isn't even 1080p. I won't be a hypocrite because I used it. It was an excellent device. I had mad fun with it. I had more fun with the 11 because of the secondary camera. I'm super happy they made the change from telephoto to ultra wide. If I want to zoom in, I'll just walk up to it. But if I want you to feel the whole scope or landscape, whatever it is that I'm doing, the further I get away from it, the less detail you're gonna get. So for me to be able to stand in that exact same spot and you guys can see what I see, I enjoy that more. So I will have other videos coming. This is just more so an overview. It's my thoughts and opinions. It's probably what I'm going to name this. However, I want to shoot a legit video with a better camera, tripod, etc., etc. Also have a review coming. I'm going to review some Android phones versus the iPhone, just to see if it's still the king. Anyway, man, I love y'all. I thank y'all. More video, more content coming soon. Check out elevate-earth.com. I'll put a link in the bottom. Good luck on getting your new iPhone.